Hey everybody, this is Darkseid Elite here, and this is gonna be my podcast. I'm gonna try to get in contact with Hawk, see if we could try to get together, maybe either later today or tomorrow, to do a podcast with him to go over what I'm about to talk about. Maybe get his input. Right now, I think he's probably just relaxing from his days of work, and I've been very busy myself. So I made a little bit of a different format here. I wrote down the stuff I wanted to talk about, and hopefully I'll get through a lot of this. I'm gonna make sure that it's not gonna be so long, and but I really need to talk about a good chunk of this. So one of the big things that's been going on is we have been the new Batman costume that's been established by Matt Reeves over the past few days, and it's getting some mixed reviews. A lot of people are loving it, and other people are going and a small amount is just not caring. Um, One of the big things today is also the fact that a lot of other news about basically Ben Affleck came out and talked a lot about his addiction problems, his alcoholism, and what ran him off of the Batman script that he was doing. Film Gob also made a video about it. I listened to it. From a lot of the things that we know, a lot of there's some things in there that we know, and I will go over that too. That I do feel that there is a lot of things that we need to talk about. I want to talk about the Snydercut movement in general. I want to see. I'm getting a little bit of a temperature about what's going on within the movement, especially people talking on my YouTube stations, on my our YouTube channel here, and what am I getting from the movement itself, and a lot of the things I've been hearing from subjective reviews, and even from DC Film Hub and John Aaron Garza, and even from Common Movie Marks, and even from Dave the Film Junkie. So a lot of people who've been very vocal within the movement itself. Another thing is Birds of Prey's unsuccessful box office. I'm gonna pull up some numbers, and we're gonna look at plain basic facts. We're not gonna look at. I'm not gonna be emotional about it. I think you shouldn't be emotional about it. If you feel that this movie should have tanked, then I think that you're a piece of shit. Okay, I think that that's the worst thing to ever do, because um, if you wish for a movie to be unsuccessful just to prove your worth, then all honesty, you're doing exactly what the others were doing to Zack Snyder, and that's not what Zack Snyder's about. He's not about an eye for an eye. That's not the type of guy that he is. He's a very He's a very soft and kind-hearted man, and he just wants to do good movies. And for you to come along and say, I want Birds of Prey to be unsuccessful, I think that's you're a piece of shit for that. I'm gonna talk about the future of the Snyder Cut movement. It's gonna go also with the temperature of the movement itself. I'm gonna talk within the problems within the establishment, which goes in line with what's going on within the movement, and also things what's going on with the Birds of Prey. And also, I'm gonna talk a good amount, a little about my new gaming channel. I will have it linked down below if you guys want to check it out. I've been putting up a lot of videos with the new Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I'm a huge anime guy. I'll be doing other things, like I'll be doing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I will be doing some stuff within other games that I have. Hopefully, you guys will enjoy and have some fun with me while I'm doing it. So let's get into it. So the number one thing I want to talk about is the Birds of Prey unsuccessful box office. Now, like I said before, I think that this is honestly one of the things that we as people need to relax. And I think that everybody who wants this movie to fail should basically go fly a kite. That's wrong. I feel that is wrong. That basically in turn makes you exactly the same amount of people that wish for Zack Snyder to fail for his movie. Listen, if you didn't like it, that's perfectly fine. But don't wish for other people to be unsuccessful, because you're basically wishing that Margot Robbie was unsuccessful. So why in the heck would they want to invest in any other movie? That's the way they see it. If you do not want this movie, you want it to fail, then why would they want to invest in other movies? So kind of go fly a kite on that. Go f yourself. If you didn't like it, move on. Just move the f on. I thought the movie was entertaining. I did have problems with it, but it fit the narrative of what Kathy Ann wanted to say. I do have a lot of problems with it, but I did like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. I think she did a really really great job with the role, and getting her out of the shadow of the Joker was a good plot point. But um, what they were doing with it afterwards is what, in all honesty, I'm saying is that truly killed the movie. They should have never tried to double down on the misogynistic type of angle, because that basically just, in all honesty, it ruins everything. Stop trying to fight other people when it comes down to things, and you're gonna get a lot more out of it. Calling people misogynistic is basically alienating literally alienating close to 60% of your fan base, because regardless if you like it or not, men are actually buying comics. Not many women are buying comics. There is more stats on that than anything else. There are more men buying comics, and right now, um, to and also there are now more women who are coming out vocally sitting there saying that attacking men is the wrong thing to do, because guess who created these characters? White men. And that's the worst thing you can ever do. You're spitting on the legacy of the people who took the chance to actually, in a time of age, to create these characters. The gentleman who created Wonder Woman, he went through a lot of crap to make this character. And for anybody to say that Wonder Woman is all about women, and men are this, you don't know Wonder Woman. Plain and simple, you don't know Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is made for everybody, and that's what this guy was trying to show. uh, William Moulton was basically trying to create a character. He was trying to create a character to represent female empowerment, and I don't want to get into that. So right now, I'm gonna pull up the box office for Birds of Prey, and we're gonna check it out. So hold on a second. And I use Box Office Mojo. All right. Let's see. Okay, so right now their budget was $84 million, $84.5 million. Its opening was only at 33 million. Okay, that's not bad. Um, let's see. So we're looking at right now, its domestic is crossing over 64. Its international is at 88.3, which means it made its budget back. Its worldwide is $152 million. Now, this is a failure. It's not a box office bomb. A bomb means that it did not even make its budget. Okay, I'm sorry. If you guys are going to go off of anybody's going to go off of, well, it has to, the only way for it to break completely even is unless it makes double or quadruple the amount. No, that's false math. Okay, you gotta use its budget, and normally people double it. I don't think you want to double it. I think you want to basically take half of it and add it on, because they're not going to promote an $84 million movie and do close to $85 million for marketing. That makes absolutely no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. So I think that they took half of that, which is around 42 and a quarter, and they use that as their marketing. Now we don't know what their marketing is. So it it so around $126 million is its true, if you want to think about it, its real budget. That's pretty much what its budget, possibly their marketing. Okay, until we know what their true marketing was, doubling it makes absolutely no sense. This is a movie that has relatively unknown characters. Not many people know who Cassandra Cain is. A lot of people know knows who Huntress and Black Canary is, and they definitely know who they know Harley Quinn. But the thing is that one, they took a lot of gender changes, race changes, and they took risks. They took a lot of risks. Um, and in some ways, for some people, it made a big hit for them, and other people's, like myself, it fell a little flat. However, I did take a lot out of it. I liked Harley Quinn. I liked how they did her character. I think Margot did a really great job. Ewan McGregor, he did play a good Roman Sionis. The only problem is that he they made him like how they did the Joker. And my review of Birds of Prey is there. It's on the page. You guys go check it out. I didn't truly bash the movie. I just said that there's some problems, and I just didn't think that it was as good as I would like for it to be. I will do a what if of what I would have done for Birds of Prey. I will do that maybe within the next couple of days before I have to go back to work. And I want to, and I'm gonna take a little bit of what Snyder did and also what Kathy Yan did and actually kind of merge it together. It's still a slapstick type of movie, but it's ruthless. And there's a lot of things in there that's going on. And also, it's building their universe a lot more. It doesn't feel like they were building the universe. They just kept it as, it felt it was very singular. So, there are some problems. And again, I don't want people down below sitting there saying Birds of Prey was crap and don't give me no reasoning. If you felt it was crap, give me a reasoning why. Give me a good reasoning why. Don't give me talking points. Give me a good reasoning why. I gave you some. I felt that changing the race of Black Canary was the worst thing to do. They should have kept her as a white lady, and they should have introduced Vixen. They should have never introduced Cassandra Cain. Cassandra Cain was useless. They should have introduced Vixen as a young hero, and she gets herself in the middle of all of this because of she wants to be a hero. And you got the Huntress who's hunting down all these villains in there because guess what? There's no Batman. Why is there no Batman? Why is the Joker not ruling Gotham City? You know, there's small things here and there that would have made a lot more sense in a movie, but they really kept it on its own, and that really eliminated a lot out of the movie. There was a lot of meat. There was a lot of potatoes, but not a lot of meat there. So a lot of potential. But from what we see the box office, $152.8 million as of probably yesterday is not bad. We have to see what's going to be happening this next following weekend. But I think it's going to fall further because Sonic is killing them right now. Sonic is going to basically blow them out of the water. So I think that at the end of its run, it's going to make around 200 million. It might make maybe 220. Okay, that's just my guess because we don't know how it's going to be international and also domestic. I don't count domestic anymore because domestic box office is crap. It really is. It's filled. We Americans here are very, very fickle, and we're not willing to give a lot of movies the benefit of the doubt anymore. We want to listen to other individuals who have no niche into movie business, nor have tried to keep their bias out of things. Now, again, you guys can use the defense and say, well, you have your bias. I say, yeah, but I add the fact of, hey, go see the movie. I don't tell you not to go see the movie. I have a problem with Birds of Prey. You might go in there and say, hey, you know what? I did like how they did Black Canary. Oh, I did like how they did Huntress. She was actually pretty funny. I actually did like how they did this character, or so-and-so, or so-and-so. You might get something out of it that you might like, but to go in there and completely bash the movie without actually sitting there and trying to enjoy what they did is detrimental, and it actually destroys any level of credibility that you're going to have. So if you're going to go in a movie and you're basically are already biased, I'm not going to believe you. Okay? I said from the very beginning, I had a lot of... This movie was one of my biggest hypes until I saw what they did. I love Birds of Prey. I love Black Canary. Black Canary is one of my favorite female superheroes. She is, because she doesn't take crap from anybody. She beats up dudes. She beats up women. She fought to a standstill one of the greatest female hand-to-hand artists in the world. Not even Talia can take on Lady Shiva. She can't. Okay? I'm sorry. If you believe that she can, go read a freaking comic. Please. Because Lady Shiva is the greatest hand-to-hand fighter in all of DC. Flat. Not even Deathstroke could take her on. And Talia is nowhere near the skill of Lady Shiva. Flat. I'm sorry. So, Birds of Prey. What did you think of it? What did you like it? Did you not like it? Please be civil, keep the bias out of it. If you didn't like it, just give me a good reasoning why. Don't try to spew venom into it. and everything. Try to keep it a little bit more lowbrow. I want to have a much more talkative channel here. I don't want people sitting there giving me nonsense that makes absolutely no sense. Back it up with some levels of facts, and or give me your opinion and try to make your opinion based on what facts we have in front of us. But don't give me bias, because I won't listen to bias. I'm sorry, I will not. Okay, the Hawk has his personal opinions, but he has a lot of years of reading comics under his belt to back up his level of what he wants, and that's why he and I have a great relationship. We're brothers. We're brothers from another mother, but and I'm a little bit more flexible. I have my personal biases, but I'm trying to create a channel here that basically a lot of us can be able to talk about things. I don't want bias. I don't want us to become another collider. I don't want us to be a collider. I want us to be we give you our personal opinions, we give you our personal tastes, and if it fits what you want, great. We will love you for joining us. But if it doesn't, hey, there's plenty of other channels. But don't spew venom on our channel, please. I will delete it. Okay? Birds of Prey, it, it's not a bomb, okay? It made almost its complete budget back. Now, if you're gonna double it, it's around 168 million. It's at 152, so that means it has to make another 16 million dollars. If it makes another 16 million dollars, it made its budget. It's just a failure. It's not a bomb. If someone says it's a bomb, prove it in the math. If you're trying to say that the budget has to be 4 times to be a success, you're lying, because this is a low budgeted movie. Okay, it's a upper tier low budgeted movie. Shazam, which I will pull up right now. The budget was $100 million and it made 365. It made 3 times its almost. It made over 3 times its budget, 3.5 times its budget. So I'm sorry that's not, they consider that a failure. But if you consider that a bomb, then I'm sorry. And then its domestic opening, it made almost half its budget back. It's a production budget. Sorry, it's not a failure. Let's look at Joker. All right, budget $55 million. It made over $1 billion. Okay, it's not a failure. I'm not saying Joker's a failure, but $55 million is a low budgeted movie. It's low budget for a big studio like this. Okay, so Birds of Prey, being at $84 million, and it's only been out for 2 weeks, and it made almost close to its production budget and possibly its marketing budget back within 2 weeks, is not bad. It's a failure, but it's not a bomb. Okay, sorry, that's math. All right, let's move on. Um, Now we have a big thing going on right now within the movement, and Film God did a video. I want to talk about this. I did a video about Ben Affleck's struggles, and I hope you guys watch it. I will link it down below. Um, and a lot of the problems that was going on with his movie, and the and what happened within the movie. Now, hold on one second. All right. Sorry, I don't have my camera up right now. I have a congestion right now, and my eyes are all puffy. I don't look good. I just got a haircut. It's hot, so I don't feel so well. So that's why I don't have a camera up, and I'll be pausing once in a while just to blow my nose, so I feel a whole lot better. All right, I'm sorry about that. Hope you guys forgive. Now the Ben Affleck situation. Um, we knew that he was having problems on the set. Okay, we don't know how much he was drinking. Okay, we don't know when he started drinking. We don't know if that was part of his method acting to get into the role of this version of Bruce, or it was just him going through his non. I'm sorry, going through the situation that he was going through with his separation from Jennifer Garner, him screwing around with the nanny, and the divorce from Jennifer Garner. We don't know. We don't know. So we don't know how far this went. But We can look at previous stuff back since BVS. The man looked happy. The man looked relaxed. The dude didn't look like he had an ounce of alcohol in his system. He was sober. He and Henry had this great relationship. We were using that type of basis to think that this is the version of Batman and Superman's relationship we're gonna get. Instead, instead of people just allowing Zack Snyder to tell his story and let his story building process get us to that point, they bashed the movie, they bashed Ben Affleck, they used the Daredevil situation to really propel him into a spiral. We don't know if that propelled him further to drink. We don't know anything. And then we don't know what was going on behind closed doors after that. We don't. We do not. I have a huge suspicion, and this is my personal suspicion, and I will use this when I talk to Hawk, and I think he will agree. I think that the moment BVS was being told to Ben Affleck, and he was talking to Zach, and Zach said we were building up to basically kill Batman. He went, holy crap, that's going to be cool. And that got him on board. He said that's what got him on board. That Batman was going to go out like a boss, trying to save Lois Lane from that dark future we were going to get in BVS. That was his arc. That was his total arc. Realize this is a battle-worn, battle-torn Batman. This is not a young, spry Batman. He's at the end of his rope. He's tired. He's tired of being angry all the time. And him being the effective Batman was slowly eroding him into going down a path that would have made him kill people. And he was killing people. He didn't care. That was his arc. And him sacrificing himself to save Superman, the epitome of the human experience, the human condition, the true soul of humanity, given the powers of a god. And he's going to go down this path where basically if he loses Lois, he was going to lose everything, and he was going to propel the earth down a spiral to become the next apocalypse because of Darkseid. And Batman could not allow that to happen. So he sacrifices himself to literally save everybody. And that's what got Ben Affleck involved. He was happy. He was like, my God, this was something that would have been epic. I would have been freaking crying at this because this is something we all would have really wanted to see. But to add into the fact of what I was saying about what I suspect is, I think that they were going to give him his own trilogy movies to bridge the gap, to tell us the story of how this version of Bruce went from being the Batman that we all know that he's supposed to be, to becoming the Batman we met in BVS. That's what I believe his trilogy movies are going to be. And I think that he was going to do it. He was like, okay, you know what? That's no problem. It's not going to continue on any story. It's going to be the bridge. So we would have gotten a lot of understanding of why this version of Batman is the way he is. So then, when BVS was hit, he knew right off the bat that he might not even get that movie. And then on top of that, he had Live by Night. And he's thinking, my God, I don't know if people are going to want to watch this movie. So there's a lot of worry on this guy. He put a lot of investment into Live by Night. That is the reasoning why he subjected himself to do the things that he did in Justice League, because he had to do Live by Night. He made concessions to get that movie out there. And it was a failure. It wasn't a bomb. It was a failure. I didn't get to go see the movie because I didn't have the money at the time. But I sat down. I literally watched it. I literally watched it. I didn't buy the Blu-ray because I was like, okay, what is this about? And that movie blew my mind. I went to go buy the DVD. I went to go the Blu-ray. Live by Night is phenomenal. It's a great story. And it boggles my mind. People were more concerned about Batman than, dude, this movie is great. Which should have calmed a lot of people. Like, hey, this dude did Live by Night. It was a great story. He wrote it. Now, if he's writing Batman, then we should have all been like, whatever. Now, Film Gob, from what he considers his source, now, you could take it for a grain of salt. You can say Film Gob's a piece of crap. You could say F Shaker. You could do whatever you want. That's perfectly fine. Just don't bring it to my channel. Okay? You can listen to what he has to say and shrug it off. I think from a perspective, if you listen and go, hey, you know what? There's something I could take from this, and go back in time and look at the evidence that we had beforehand, some of the things make a lot of sense. Some of it makes a lot of sense. One, Jay Oliva said from his perspective, everything was going fine on the roll. Everything was going fine. Looks like that Jeff Johns and Ben Affleck are doing okay. And then we get a ton, a plethora of Collider videos doing panic button. They're laughing and giggling. They're freaking doing all this stuff. He's even using their clips because they were the bullhorn. Now, I don't know if it was Jeff Johns that spilt the beans about what was going on, that they did not want Ben Affleck a part of this. Because Jeff Johns was proposing a hope and optimism in the DCEU, and he felt that going down this dark path with Batman negates it. I'm sitting here going, what the F is Jeff Johns talking about? This dude wrote Flashpoint. He wrote Flashpoint. He wrote all of Flashpoint. He wrote all of Doomsday Clock. Are you kidding me? He knows how to tell a dark story. He wrote Blackest Night, Brightest Day. He wrote all of that. He wrote all of it. He wrote Sinestro's Law. He wrote the Book of Fear. He wrote all these stories for the Green Lantern, dark stories, very ruthless levels of stories. And you're going to tell me that he had a problem with Ben Affleck's Batman killing people? Give me a break, dude. So like I said, I think that a lot of it was true, but a good amount of it could be BS. Now, somebody can say, well, Jeff Johns didn't have a problem with it. Yes, he did. He had a huge problem with what's going on Man of Steel. Because there's a quote. He literally stated, and I'm not using it verbatim, this is what I remember. He was stating that he finds it kind of strange that he's there to try to help people understand certain characters, but people were doing a lot of things that he felt was not the right decision making, and they still don't know the character. He was filming. He said that after Man of Steel came out. Mr. DC, Jeff Johns, was talking negative about what Zack Snyder was doing in Man of Steel. Listen, I'm going to use an analogy here. Do you truly think that if Kevin Feige got where he's at, if he got where he was at, if Stan Lee came out of nowhere and said, that's not the Spider-Man that I wrote, that's not the Captain America that I envisioned, that's not Tony Stark, this is stupid. These guys don't know anything about these characters. Do you think he would have been where he's at? No. A lot of comic fans were like, wow, Stan Lee doesn't like it? Ew, that's not good. Because he voiced his concerns about what was going on The Amazing Spider-Man. He was like, that's not Peter Parker. He literally said that. That's not the Peter Parker that he envisioned. It's close, but that's not Peter. So again, I personally don't understand. And I think that a lot of people need to really go back in time, look at a lot of videos and everything. And I said this plenty of times. Stan Lee had a little bit of a problem with what was going on with the Amazing Spider-Man. That's why he didn't get a lot of steam on Sony. Because Stan Lee voiced concerns about it. He was like, it's Peter, but it's not Peter Peter. So he didn't speak that negatively. He was just going, it's there, but it's not quite there yet. He still loves Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker. He loves Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but I don't think he said anything about his Peter Parker because that's not Peter. The version of Peter that we see in Tom Holland's version is more of the ultimate Spider-Man. It's that version of Peter. People know him. They know who he is. He's pretty popular in school, but he's still kind of a geek. This is what it is. You have Jeff Johns, who is the chief editor of all of Marvel Comics, speaking out negatively about a movie that just came out of its titular freaking superhero. The superhero that made freaking DC for close to 80 years. He was the face of DC Comics. And he's speaking out about it. He spoke out about Batman. Again, he can have his personal opinions, but take the bias out of it. Take out the bias. Go, hey, you know what? I want to see how this ends. And I think we should give that a benefit of the doubt. That's not saying anything negative. That's just saying, hey, he may have some concerns, but he wants to see how this all ends. Because once it all ends, that means it has to wrap up. He didn't do that. He went out there and did a lot of creative control. He did a lot of damage control. Sorry, not creative control. He did a lot of damage control. He voiced his hope and optimism rhetoric. He talked about that we're going to get back to how superheroes are supposed to be superheroes. That nonsense. He made a lot of people who love Zack Snyder's work go, what the heck is he talking about? Batman just had an arc. Who the heck cares? He still feels like Batman to me. He wasn't that much of a killer. He's killed worse in the comics. He's done way worse. Superman has done worse. He's killed people. He's killed people. And I'm not saying like an injustice. I mean in the main continuity. From Golden Age, Silver Age, he's killed people. In Modern Age, he's killed people. New 52, killed people. He's killed monsters and everything. Wonder Woman is a warrior. She's killed people. She doesn't care. You're a monster. You're a bad guy. You gotta go. That's how she feels. Having this sunny disposition on superheroes is not the right way of telling superhero stories. We're not dumb. An Amazon warrior who's built on peace is going to kill a monster. She's going to chop a monster's head off. She's a Greek warrior. She's like Achilles or Heracles. Some of the greatest heroes in Greek legends. She doesn't care. She sees the death of a monster that's killing people as a gift to the gods. That's how she sees it. She doesn't care. It's killing innocent people that will bother her. Batman sees it as a needs to an end. And when he gets to that point where he doesn't see that line he crossed, that's when you get concerned and you go, wait a minute, there's something going on with Batman. But you also want to wait until the end of the movie to go, oh, I see. It's an arc. And this whole situation was perpetuated by Jeff Johns. I'm not dropping, again, I'll say this before, and I said this even in my video that I did previously about Ben Affleck's struggles. I don't place all the blame on Jeff Johns. I place it on everybody. But it's a business. They got to make money. I understand that. I'm not dumb. However, they should have fought for Snyder's cut at that junction. The moment Zack left, Ben should have been like, I'm not doing this. If you change 1 ounce of this movie, I'm leaving. Sue me. I don't care. I'll go to another production studio. He'll go to Paramount. Who cares? And then the dominoes will start to fall. Ezra will be a little concerned, but I kind of don't want to do this. Jason probably won't do it, and he's staunch. He won't do it unless he feels comfortable doing it. Gal might walk, and so will Henry. So there's a lot of things going on that we just don't know. And all I'm saying is these are my personal opinions. I think that Ben was supposed to get a trilogy movie to literally tell his Batman story and link it into to that universe, and then he would have basically walked away from the role. We would have gotten 5 movies of his Batman, and he would have moved on. And who knows what we would have gotten after that? We could have gotten Dick Grayson as Batman, which would have been cool. I'd be like, okay, great, another Batman. Let's see what he could do. I think a lot of us would have been okay with it, especially if they kept it in the same motif of Zack Snyder's storytelling principles. It'd been perfectly fine. Now, now he also talked. The video talked a little bit about talk no in leagues. It talked a lot about that Jeff Johns spilt the beans to a lot of journalists and bloggers, aka like Collider and Screen Junkies, and that's why they knew everything they did, but they were not supposed to quote unquote talk about it, and that's why John Campea, the dirtbag that he is, it was very hesitant about saying anything because he was a quote unquote in the know. And now also during that whole situation, we had loudmouth that loudmouth blonde chick there, and she said that, oh, I think that Ben's drinking, and it's in the video too. He looped it like 3 times, and he went back and looped it again. Now what's funny is the moment she said that line, the very next film, she wasn't there. They let her go. And then she went over to Screen Junkies. And then she basically got fired from there too. Because she's a loudmouth. And she speaks her mind. I'm not saying that he needs to shut up. I'm not. What I'm saying is that, again, there's a quote unquote decorum to say something. She doesn't know what the heck's going on. She basically is ruining a person's career because she feels that it's her right to do it. That's why she did what she did. That's the reason why she's a loudmouth. I don't know where she is now, and I don't give 2 craps. I didn't like her. I didn't like her when she was on there. The only thing I was looking at was her boobs. She had a nice rack. And when we start talking, I kind of was just basically looking at something else. I'm being honest. I'm a guy. I like boobs. But he leaves the role, and it sounded like they were trying to do to Ben what they did to Zack Snyder. Now, what they were trying to hint is that Toby Emmerich went to Ben and told him that you need to get this all under control. We don't want another Heath situation. We don't want you to die and this and that. Now, here's the thing about what I think of this. I think that's legitimate. I think that they did talk to Ben Affleck about this. I do completely think that they went. I think that this is what they were. What that whole article was about when Kevin Tsuchihara and Toby Emmerich went to Ben Affleck's home. I think that they sat him down and they talked to him about his addiction problems, and they said, "Dude, you need to get this fixed. We don't want another Heath situation." And they really, because they see a lot of potential in Ben Affleck, and a lot of us do too. I think that had nothing to do with him wanting to come back. I think that they kind of just were moving away from him. I think that by the time they went there, they were already looking at other directors. They were already moving him out of the role of being director. And now, again, this goes back to Jay Oliva. What does that have to do with Jeff Johns and everything else? Jay Oliva said, again, I'm going to reiterate this, that from what he saw on the sets, when Ben was doing the script, he and Jeff Johns were perfectly fine. He also, Film Gob threw out a video, a loop video of John Campea saying he doesn't think that Jeff Johns and Ben Affleck are getting along. I kind of agree with that. I think that that's what was going on. I personally believe that Jeff Johns, with his whole hope and optimism, he wanted to create Super Friends Batman, and that literally made Ben Affleck go, "Are you effing me? I'm not doing that." He's not doing that. That got a lot of dark responses. People does not want that. And Jeff Johns believed that that was the right course of action. No, it wasn't. He screwed up Justice League because he felt that we need to get to a light PG-13 movie when this is Darkseid. This is the destruction of Earth. This is Steppenwolf. This is Steppenwolf we're talking about. This is the fourth world, and you're making it light PG-13? What the heck are you doing? So I do believe that Ben Affleck was having a lot of confliction issues with Jeff Johns. And I think that that is what slowly started to perpetuate him to believe that he was never going to get the movie he wanted. So he was lagging it. He was lagging. He was going, you know what? I'm just going to take my effing time until they tell me we're going to do something different. That's what I think he was doing. And I think that he was playing ball with when they were talking to Matt Reeves, because I guarantee you he found out about Matt Reeves was getting involved. And Matt Reeves was sitting there going, he's not going to work on a Batman movie if Ben Affleck's going to do it. And I think that even when he saw the script, he was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. He probably would have wanted to direct that. But he's like, but with Ben Affleck not involved, he's like, well, I got ideas I want to do. And I think that, and then those ideas that he wanted to do worked very well with what Jeff Johns wanted to do. And he said, and that's what got that greenlit. But I think that even Matt Reeves was dragging his feet until this whole situation was starting to get away from it. When Walter Hamada came in, he saw the script and he was like, are you freaking kidding me? This is what we would have had? He was livid. He was probably livid. And again, this is my personal opinion. This is from what I'm seeing and listening and getting the temperature of. I think that Walter Hamada was very upset over the fact is that we lost Ben Affleck. We lost this script. We lost this action piece of a movie. For what? And then when he hears about Matt Reeves' version, he's like, okay, that seems cool. Let's do it. But I have a feeling he wanted that Ben Affleck version. That seemed like it was an action-packed movie, and you have Batman versus Deathstroke? Are you kidding me? He heard the audience. He heard the audience. People said, oh, dude, they didn't care about Justice League. They didn't care about BVS. They hearing Batman versus Deathstroke, and it's Ben Affleck's Batman versus Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke. Sign me up. People were already talking about it. They did not want to hear about Matt Reeves' version. They thought Matt Reeves was going to be doing it. And then he hears that he's like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to kind of do more of a detective piece, noir. And that turned a lot of people away. They're like, what? I don't want... like myself, I want to see that version of Batman. I want to see Batman versus Deathstroke. I'm hearing that we want a noir-based Batman that's more of a detective, and it feels like it's going to be pulp fiction, a pulp novel type. So like that classic Dick Tracy. And I'm like, okay. Okay. All right. I mean, that's something different. We haven't seen it. But but I already knew. It really tempered a lot of people's expectations. But now they're on board with it. They want to see what he's going to do. They moved away from what we would have gotten, which is okay. That's fine. Now, where are we with this? I want Ben Affleck healthy. I really do. This whole The Way Back, his new basketball movie that he's doing, I'm going to go see it. I'm going to go see it. When he does The Accountant 2, I want to go see it. I want the man to be healthy. That's all I care about. And I think that him getting away from all this drama that's going on with the DCEU, I think that that's making him healthier. I think that it is. Now, do I want him to come back? Hell yeah. If he's not going to do a Batman movie, give him a Green Arrow. Give him the Green Arrow. I think he'll give us a kick-ass Green Arrow movie. He can give us a phenomenal Green Arrow movie. He has it. He has what it takes to do it. A gritty movie that's in the basis of Batman, but he has to deal with an archer. Dude, I think he can have fun with that. He's gonna have a lot of fun with it. Green Arrow is a pretty easy guy to kind of write for. He doesn't have outstanding levels of skill like Batman. He doesn't have powers. He has gadgets, but he's upper mid tier. In my personal opinion, he's upper mid tier. Batman's high tier just because of his skill level alone and what he can do. But Green Arrow is not a pushover either. But if he's not going to come back and do Batman or do a movie of Batman or anything like that, give him Green Arrow. I would shake his hand on it. I'm like, dude, give us Green Arrow then, bro. Please give us Green Arrow. That's what I think. But if he's not going to come back, that's fine too. I just want the man healthy. He's a great director. He's a great director. He's a pretty damn good actor. He does have personal stuff that's going on behind the camera, but that doesn't diminish the skill level that he has. He has what it takes to write a damn good script. If you have a personal bias against him, hey, that's fine, but don't bring it to my channel, please. Please don't bring it to my channel. All right. So on the same topic of Ben Affleck and Batman, we are gonna talk about this Batman costume. Now, I have not seen I have not seen the video yet because there's a video with the music. I will pull that up. You will get my personal view reaction to it. Let me get everything situated first. Let me see if I can find it again. Sorry, not doing screen rant. Okay, so he has the camera test. All right, so let me pull this up. Hold on 1 second, okay? All right, sorry about that. Like I said, I gotta blow my nose once in a while. So let me get the camera. All right, so you guys can see me. Um, like I said, I'm not feeling so well, so I'm gonna go back to the normal the Omega screen. So but you're gonna get my initial reaction to it, okay? I will link this. It's on Variety, and I'm definitely gonna go try to see this. And I'll give you my personal view of it. I want to hear the music, so I'm gonna give you guys an understanding of the music. All right, so let's get into it. Hold on. I'm getting hyped. I love the music. Wow, wow, wow. I'm getting a tear in my eye. This is not a prank. It's not a prank on the onions or anything like that. I'm stuffy nosed, but wow, the music feels right. It, mm, this feels the music itself feels like Batman. Man, that's a great choice from Michael Giacchino. It's Giacchino. Giacchino. I'm sorry, Michael Giacchino. Wow. Wow. I'm speechless. The music feels great. Holy crap. I'm thinking about the Riddler, Penguin, Catwoman. I hope they kind of keep it dainty, like it's like a cat walking on glass, trying to keep its trying to keep its paws from not being make no fingerprints. Oh man, that would be really cool. Like they did in Batman Returns. In Batman Returns, that was perfect for Catwoman. I think that was flutes. I think it was flutes in there. That was real. That's really good. I'm actually wondering about the Riddler. Guys, if you don't know, Riddler is hands down my favorite Batman villain because of two things. One, for him, it's not about the muscle. It's not about the muscle. It's the brain. The brain is the most powerful muscle in the body. It is. It's the most powerful muscle in the body. And damn, I'm sorry. We gotta do it one more time. One more time, guys. Just forgive me. Okay, this is what I'm getting from this. They took, in all honesty, which is smart. Matt Reeves took from Daredevil. He took from Daredevil. That's what he did. Because now, okay, now the movement of the armor and everything else, like I said in my last video about the armor and the reveal of it and what I think of it, I thought it was kind of okay, it makes sense. However, now looking at it in motion, it looks cool. The shoulder pads kind of move when he was, he's doing this and everything. Um, I don't have that big of a problem with it, but we're looking at it from a dark angle, and there's a red light. So I mean, we got to see it in a more, we got to see it in light. We got to see it in what we consider as light. And they're talking about making this more bluish than black. They want to go back to the classic. It's supposed to be purple, like a purple and blue hue. And we gotta see how they do that. That's gonna be very strange. We also and we know that this is year one. This is supposed to be within a year one of Batman, so this is like it's after his first year, basically, quote unquote. And we don't know if they're gonna go with the purple gloves. His original classic was purple gloves. They were like basically doctor's gloves. They don't leave any fingerprints. That's how he thought about things. So the purple gloves. We got to see what he does. So, but the music, it's phenomenal. That fits. Now we got to see the rest of it. I got to hear the rest of it. Just that little tidbit was great. I liked it. So you guys got me on that one. Matt Reeves, thank you. That was great. That is great. Now the look and how they made him move, perfect. It fits. He's coming out of the shadows and he's he's tilting his head and he's looking up and he's just and he turns sideways. A decent profile from an angle is great. That's Batman. So I'm like, I can't wait. I honestly can't wait. This is actually starting to hype me up a little bit. I have to see Catwoman. I have to see the Riddler. I see how they do the Riddler. If they make Riddler now, Paul Dano, I saw the dude in There Will Be Blood. He was great in There Will Be Blood. I haven't seen him in his other flicks. Just by that little movie, I could see him playing the Riddler. I could see him playing the Riddler. He has a face you want to punch, and I like the guy. I really do. I like Paul Dano, but he has a face you want to punch. He feels like he's smug, and it's beautiful. And I think that's where and I think that they're gonna do that right. I don't want them to go kooky. Do not go kooky. Make this dude dark. Make him sadistic. Make him he's scrambled in the brain, but make him brilliant. Make him brilliant, and I will be very happy. I will shut up about the movie. I'll sit back and watch the Riddler. I will say nothing about Zoe Kravitz. I'll say nothing about Colin Farrell, which I think he'll play a boss penguin. He'll play a badass penguin. He has my vote. But if Paul Dano if he gives us a darker version of the Corey Michael Smith from Gotham, sign me up. Because he was a brilliant Corey Michael Smith was a brilliant Riddler. He was a brilliant Riddler. But they made him have that oh my god, I forgot his name. Frank Gorshin. They made him do the Frank Gorshin, but a dark version of Frank Gorshin. But he had the brilliance. And it was beautiful. He was beautiful as the Riddler. Whatever the hell Jim Carrey did was not the Riddler. I don't care. You guys can sit there and say, oh, I love his version of the Riddler. Nope, I hated his version of the Riddler. His Riddler was garbage. I'm sorry, it was garbage. There was no brilliance there. He had to steal intelligence to make himself intelligent? No, thank you. He's already intelligent. He's brilliant. You should have given us that. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. He steals their brain power so he can sustain his intelligence. Makes way more sense. You can say that he has a degenerative disease in his brain. He's speeding up this stuff to get all this money so he can actually accumulate wealth, and then he can actually retire and say, hey, you know what? I'm fine. But now he had to create a device that's stealing brain power, so it's actually regressing the degenerative disease in his brain. Give him Alzheimer's. That would have been great. Batman Forever. He had Alzheimer's. He had an offset of Alzheimer's. In a young man, that's very, very rare. That's why he's like, it's one in blah, 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 blah. They're like, wow, like he knows the percentage. Well, of course. But the thing is, he's brilliant. And he's stealing people's intelligence because it's regressing the Alzheimer's. Done. I'd have been perfectly fine with his Riddler. He could have been kooky and everything else. But the thing that threw me off was, he's stealing their intelligence? Why? And then he gives that same thing to the Two-Face? I'll be like, no, keep this dude stupid. That's not the Riddler. Oh, sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, but wow. I that blew me away. Thank you, Matt Reeves. I love that. I love that. Okay. So, so we did the costume, and now we're going to talk about the problems with the establishment and a lot of problems that's going on and with other channels and stuff like that. I've been getting a few remarks on my channel and everything else, and having to defend certain people and their right to do whatever type of content that they want and everything else. Now, this is the reasoning why AT&T did those hit pieces. This is the reason why they forced WB to do the hit pieces, because they knew that a lot of fans are fickle, and they're just ranting and raving because they're not getting what they want. They're not looking at the bigger picture. And that is the reasoning why this movement is not about you. It's not about me. It's not about the fans in general. This is about Zach. This is about his creative work, his the decisions that they all made when they first started doing this. This is for Patty Jenkins. This is for James Wan. The concessions they had to make for their creative works. We know that Jeff Johns came in and rewrote the third act of Wonder Woman. That's fact. That's fact. We know that Jeff Johns is the one that forced them to put in Black Manta. Great decision, because James Wan made it work. They didn't want Black Manta in there, but Jeff Johns said no, let's put him in there. I have to give it up. I liked it. I liked Black Manta in that movie. He was phenomenal. He held his own as a great villain. All right. He made a lot of decisions that were crap, and he made some good decisions. But the bad outweighed the good. This is for them. This is for their creative freedom. How would you like it if you had an idea and you had an idea for your work? Let's say you work at a factory and you're making pencils. And you're seeing this is backbreaking, this is stupid. You go to your foreman and say, "Hey, if we move Patty over here and then we move James over in this direction, and I can sit right here over in this direction, we can make production go up by another 15%, because I can do much more of the work. I can get done faster by having it this way." And the foreman looks at you and goes, "No, why don't you go back to work? Go back to work and basically just keep doing it, man. We'll see what's going on." And then here comes the chief of the factory. Here comes the president of the factory. He comes in. He says, "You know what? You're right. Let's start moving these people over to the other direction." He goes, "Yes, sir." And he gets a raise. How would you feel if someone came in and took your idea and did that? You're gonna feel like crap. That's exactly what happened to freaking Zack Snyder. You had an idea. Someone else decided to come in, and instead of working with your idea and saying, "Hey, you know what? Let's work together and make this better," they decided to come in and completely take over the whole situation when that's not their job. Now, again, you guys can sit there and tell me that, "Hey, you know what? That I'm putting more problems on Jeff Johns," but you also got to realize something. Jeff Johns was the CCO. He was the middleman between DC Comics and the DC Entertainment spectrum. He lost that position because he thought he was trying to be Kevin Feige when he was not. He ruined the movies. He put in pretty piss poor conditions. And instead of going to the director and trying to work with the director, he went above the director and went to the studio heads and forced the studio heads to make decisions. That's what he did. That's fact. He did go to Toby Emmerich and Kevin Tsujihara because he was the middleman. And instead of going to the director and sitting down with the director and trying to figure out what is the best course of action and work with the director, he didn't do that. He felt that his ideas were the best, and he went above their heads. So screw him on that. He's a brilliant writer for comics. He's a brilliant writer. You can't take that away from him. You cannot take that away from him. But he's a piss poor director. He made some really damn good decisions, but he also made some really piss poor decisions. He was the one that wanted to do Parallax the way he was in the Green Lantern movie. He okayed all that freaking decision making in the Green Lantern movie. Are you freaking kidding me? It felt nothing like the comic. Parallax was an entity stuck here. Harold Hammond was embodied with all of these powers because of Parallax. Sinestro just puts on the ring because he wanted to. He was curious. After he just gave a brilliant speech about the fact that will is stronger than fear. And he's like, "Hey, you know what? I'm putting on this ring." Hey, fear. Give me a break. Piss poor. Piss poor. So I'm not putting a lot of the blame on Jeff Johns. What I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of people out there that want to do that, and they're also creating more problems. They're creating infighting within a lot of the people in the movement and starting rumors. Now, one of the biggest ones is somebody trying to say to me, why am I talking about John Eric Garza? He's a betrayer. How is he a betrayer? He's not telling you what you want to hear. He's supposed to deliver the news. His job is not to tell you what you need to hear. His job is to tell you what the heck is really going on out there, propose his personal opinion to the situation without any level of bias, and you make your own informed decision. That's what news is. You make your own informed decision. You are an adult. You don't need John Eric Garza to hold your effing hand. He's a grown freaking man. I feel that a lot of people, they have these snuggie wearing ideas, and they want to basically think that if we all try to talk good, it's gonna make things better. No, you got to give the reality of things. AT&T and WB are mega corporations. They want money. We as the movement have to prove that we can get to the minds and the hearts of the casual audience. If we can prove that the casual audience does care about this Snyder Cut, they will make the informed decision. And I said it before. I don't know if he and Ben Everett's even talked about it, but I said right off the bat is Shazam has to make a lot of money. It made close to $365 million off a $100 million budget. It was a bit of a failure. It made 3.6 times its budget. Okay. Joker was the biggest box office hit since freaking Endgame. They have 2 movies that made over $1 billion because of good decision making. And the fact that WB backed the director. They backed Todd Phillips in his decision. They told all these journalists, and I mean journalists, and these toxic bloggers, and told them to go fly a kite somewhere. We don't want you destroying this movie before it comes out. Sorry, no thank you. And look, the movie made $1 billion because people went, holy crap, WB is telling these guys to go F themselves? Hey, this must be a damn good movie then. They went to go see it. And the word of mouth spread how great Joaquin Phoenix did. They didn't care it was not the Joker that we all know. They just wanted to see what the heck was this movie about. It was the story that got everybody involved. It was not about the DCEU. It was more about the story. And what angers me is you got people that are basically saying, oh, I wanted this to fail. Fail? Do you understand that if Shazam didn't even break budget, if Joker did not even break budget, and then Birds of Prey didn't even break budget, which it will break budget, it will make around $200 million by the end of its run. If people say, oh, it's a box office bomb. How? How is it a bomb? It was a failure, not a bomb. But if they had those strings, do you truly think that AT&T and WB is going to say, okay, let's okay, that's it. We're not doing Aquaman. We're going to do Aquaman. We're not going to do The Flash. Why? Why? This movie's been in limbo for close to 2 years. So why in the heck would they want to invest? They lost 3 directors. Do you truly think, and this is being honest with you, do you truly think that they're going to say, okay, well, let's keep investing? No. There's a time when you just basically cash your chips and walk away from the table, and they will do that. So the main thing is they have to succeed. It doesn't matter if you like them or not. Just don't go watch it. But don't turn the people against the very product that they want to go see. If you don't like it, move the F on. Please, move on. There are plenty other movies going to be coming out. This Batman movie, you might not like it. That's perfectly okay. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to be wanting to go see this movie. You just saw my whole freaking take of it, my live reaction. I was stunned on the music. The music was phenomenal. I'm getting into his look of Batman, the feel of Batman. What's wrong with that? It's stupid. It's not your way or the highway. Sorry, it's not. It's not like that anymore. And if you think that just because if these movies succeed, we're not going to get the Snyder Cut, you're out of your damn mind. You are out of your mind. And here's the reason why. You think Walter Amada's going to say F the Snyder Cut? Do you think Ann Sarnoff's going to say F the Snyder Cut? Do you think that Jim Lee's going to say F the Snyder Cut? These three people want that Snyder Cut out. They want it out there. They want that out there. But they have to prove they can make the money. They have to prove it. Now, if we get on HBO Max, great. It's out there now. And we can all move forward. But I want that movie. I want that in the theaters. They will make a good amount of money. I have a huge suspicion they will make at least about around $100 to $150 million. At most 200. Because unless the word of mouth is phenomenal, that's the only way it's going to make more. But the problem is, will the casual audience give another Justice League movie a chance? And if you look at the temperature, not really. This Snyder Cut, in my personal opinion, is the only way, Henry Cavill's getting another Batman of Steel movie. It's the only way. Because right now, they're trying to figure it out. Do they need to bring back Zack to finish off another Man of Steel movie? Or what? In my personal opinion, bring back Zack. Bring back Zack, stick with him, let him finish the Man of Steel trilogy, and move the F on. Nothing wrong with that. So these are the problems that a lot of us in the Snydercut movement is facing. We're getting toxic individuals who are claiming to be a part of this movement, and all they're doing is perpetuating nonsense, crap, and more negativity. If you don't like it, move the F on. Who cares? I don't want to hear it. I want to bring positivity. And I also want to bring some reality to it. There is nothing wrong with the fact of saying to somebody, hey, you know what? If you keep arguing, you're not going to get what you want. Stop being a baby. WB, there's a lot of people in the WB that know, they understand, and they also want it too. We have higher upper levels of management that know it. They're trying to ice out these people who basically screwed the whole freaking production. Who screwed over Zack? So what's the problem? Just because you're not the fly in the room and don't know what's going on does not mean that they're forgetting the Snyder Cut. That's not the case. Have you noticed that they're not putting out any more hit pieces? Have you noticed that they're not fighting us as a movement? You know why? Because we're making an impact. We're making an impact in pop culture now. Hashtag Release the Snyder Cut is one of the biggest hashtags in the past few years. So it's not like we're gonna go away, and they know that. So they're like, you know what? Let them keep doing it. That's free. That's free marketing. What's the problem? It's not working on your timetable. So what? It took 20 years to get Daughter's Cut, and that movie wasn't even completed. This one is at least principal photography is done. We need the score and the visual effects. And again, if you didn't like what John A. Garza said, okay, presume more facts, bring more facts to the table. But again, he's just going off of his opinion. what he knows. He could be wrong, but to call him a turncoat and a traitor, what the hell? That's why I'm not on Twitter anymore. I'm off Twitter, and it's the best damn thing I've ever did. I don't care. It's toxic. And that's the problem with the establishment. Twitter is the biggest problem with the establishment. If you want to get your information, you go on Twitter. How about you just look on freaking entertainment news websites and just pick and choose what you need to read? Problems. A lot of problems. All right. So let's talk about the Snyder Cut itself. From what we're getting is that there's still the poster promotion, and Zach also brought out his sweater. I'm gonna go online, look for it, and I'm gonna order me a sweater. I want a new hoodie and everything, and and I hope that a lot of us invest. I mean, this is going to a great cause, and it's more, again, it is more free publicity. It is more free publicity for the movement. So I don't care what anybody says, it's helping. So again, hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Now there's not much other stuff going on. Zach put out a few other pictures. You guys can check it out on his Vero. Nothing really substantial. A lot of people thought there was something was going to come out on 2/14, which was Valentine's Day, but all he did was to say Happy Valentine's Day to everybody a part of the movement, and he didn't really post much of anything. So a lot of people are still trying to figure out what's going on this date. I think that I think that Zach is just doing his own thing, and he's just doing the cryptic nut stuff. So he's not out coming out and doing stuff against WB. I think the him being very cryptic is one of the best ways that keeps him out of trouble. So I don't think that nothing's really big going on with the movement right now, but I will definitely keep an eye on it and see what's going on. Okay. So the future of the Snyder Cut movie is still bright. It's still very bright. We're getting a lot of people. We're still changing a lot of people's minds. Subjective Reviews has some great videos out there. So does Chris Wong. Always, always, always. The guy is an optimistic guy. I wish I can shake his hand and tell him, say, hey, keep up the great fight. Um, and so is everybody else is doing a lot of videos. I mean, Lanner 2814, he's doing some videos himself, but I guess he's holding himself back a little bit. I haven't seen that much of his videos, but Dave the Film Junkie is doing a lot of stuff, but he's kind of just he's a cinemaphile. He just cares about movies coming out that he likes and he wants to see them. So more power to him. He does. Thumbs up. He has more power to him. So the future of the Snydercut movement is still bright. We're still not going away. Keep fighting, but don't boycott. Please do not boycott. Boycotting will only ensure we are never going to get that cut. Because if these movies fail, why would they need to invest? They're not going to invest in anything if they're not going to see a profit. Simple as that. Here's a great analogy. And I think a lot of us can understand. Okay, how about you go buy yourself a car? Well, I can't afford a car. Go get a loan. Well, I can't afford the loan. Why not? I have the money. Okay, so that means someone has to invest in you to get yourself the money so you can get yourself a car, right? Yeah. Okay, but if you don't prove that you can actually pay them back, why the heck would they want to freaking give you any money? Why would they want to invest in you? This is exactly what it is here. If Birds of Prey, if Shazam, if Joker, and if Aquaman all tanked at the box office, why the heck would they want to invest in any more movies? Wonder Woman 84 has to be a success. I have some problems with it, but it's not enough to maybe go, I'm not watching this. The Flash is hands down my most anticipated movie. Annie Muschietti and Christina Hodson, sign me the F up. With Ezra Miller, sign me up, please. Sign me up. I am good to effing go. I'm ready to go. Sign me up. If they keep his suit the way it is, sign me the F up. Thank you. Sign me up. Matt Reeves' Batman, I'm getting a little bit hyped for it. But I'm keeping myself distant from a lot of the news. I just want to see a little bit more stuff. Now they're talking about the Batmobile being more of a sports car. Whatever. I don't care. The Batmobile is cool. I'm not saying it's not a importance to me, but what I'm saying is that I want to see the suit in action. I want to see the gadgets. I want to see the Bat Cave. The Batmobile is a cherry on top for me, but I want to see the interior things, the stuff that makes Batman Batman. That's what I want to see. I want to see his Alfred. We got Alfred as Andy Serkis. Are you kidding me? He's not going to play a face actor. He's actually going to act, and he's supposed to be a British. Sign me the f up. He's a kick-ass British guy. Sign me the f up. I'm good now. I'm actually happy. So there, again, I'm hesitant on Batman, but there's a lot of things in the movie that are making me happy to see. So again, the future of this movement is bright. Keep fighting for the movement. Keep fighting for that cut, and it will happen. Now, finally, I have a new gaming channel. It's called Darkseid Elite Gaming. I will link that also with this. I hope you guys check it out. I have pretty much the whole story of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and I'm doing this channel because I'm gonna get myself off Twitch. It's more of a problem for me with my internet than anything else. Um, I'm having some internet issues until I get that taken care of, and also I want to get myself a faster internet, but I have to wait until there's some upgrades. And also I cannot move. One of the main reasons why I signed a new lease contract for my place. So, and this was way before I even considered doing a gaming channel. I was still doing Twitch, and it wasn't that big of a deal. But now it kind of is, and I still don't want to stream, but I will record and I will drop it all on that channel. But please, hey, check it out. I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys like gaming and anything, I do a lot of gaming. I don't do a lot of FPSs, battle royales and such like that. So not a lot of PUBG or Call of Duties. I don't do that type of stuff. I do more single player and then sometimes MMO campaigns. But I still hope you guys enjoy. And soon I will look for some DC type of games. I might actually drop the money and get the Marvel Avengers game. I don't know. It looks like it's gonna be fun. Again, as much things I have against Marvel, they have some pretty fun games. I have to wait until I can find a way to get Spider-Man onto this game onto the PC, but that's never gonna happen. But yeah, guys, that's it. That's everything on there. I'm glad I was able to get to all of this. Got it within an hour and 30 minutes. But I will get in touch with Hawk and figure everything out so we could be able to talk about it. And I hope that you guys pass this off. So like, comment, share, subscribe down below. Hit that bell. I will get as many videos as I possibly can out. But my day job is getting a little bit more ramped up. We got a lot of stuff going on, and I gotta make sure of that. I am trying to figure out what I'm gonna be doing for my vacation. I want to take at least about a 4 day vacation, and then I want to talk to Hawk and see about going down and seeing him down in LA, and around Comic Con time. So I want to just check it out. I don't want to get any tickets or anything. I just want to be able to walk in, look at some stuff, and get the heck out of there. I don't want to spend a lot of time down there. I want to hang out with him, his wife, and everything else, and have some fun. But we got to see. It happens around July. Sometimes for my job, I can have some blackout days. So there's no days I can be able to call out. I want to get down there for a week. I want to go. I want to be down there for a week. Have my own place for my own room for a week and anything and everything like that. Have some fun and possibly be able to come back completely refreshed, happy, and be able to give my work 125% of my life again. So, but there's a lot of things going on. Keep with me. I will have a lot of information out. I will keep looking into what's going on with the Batman costume, and also keep an eye on what's going on with the movement. But like I said, I'm not gonna be doing it every single day on the Snyder Cut. I actually want to wait and give it all to you in one go. My personal opinion on everything, like I've always said. But please, I'm sorry, skin. But please don't bring the bias in here. I want everyone to be civil. I want to be able to have great conversations and everything else. If you don't like what I talk about, I'm sorry. Maybe this is not the channel for you. But this is about creative rights, and I think that this movement is not about the fans. If you think it's about the fans, I think you're forgetting the bigger picture here. The picture is about creative rights, and I think that Zach should have creative right to do what he wants to do. I think that so does Patty Jenkins, so does Matt Reeves, so does James Wan, so does even James Gunn. I mean, we have seen some stuff on Suicide Squad. I'll bring that up with Hawk and see how he thinks about it and everything. So thanks for joining me. You guys have a great one. Bye.